What's up, guys? Got another pair of shoes to review today. These are the Vans UltraRange Neo VR3. These come in a color, this particular color is the coffee. Retails for around $129. You're wondering why I've got three pairs here. I've got one pair here that I've had for about a year now. And then these are some brand new ones that I purchased because I like them so much. And then Olena's got a pair of her own in black. So let me talk about the features of this shoe. So you've got a rubber outsole, which has some medium tread, which is good for both regular walking on sidewalks and such. And then it has some ability to go off trail as well. Moving on to the midsole. The midsole is made of an EVA cushion. You've got your insole, which is not removable and has a slight arch support to it. And then you've got your synthetic upper, which is breathable. And it's a combination of some suede and just some fabric that is breathable. The back here, you have a pull tab to help you get your feet in and out of the shoe. And then you also have on the back, on the heel portion, you have like a memory foam cushion here, which is to help pad your heel. And then the design itself of the shoe has your classic Vans stripe. The shoe itself isn't really designed like the old Vans style. This one is more kind of geared towards a tennis shoe, for more comfort, for the more everyday walker. It's something that's a little bit different than the Vans traditional design. This shoe isn't really geared towards skateboarder, which is what Vans is well known for. This shoe is kind of like targeting the more general audience that is going to be using this like as an everyday shoe for just walking around, using at the gym, or any of those other activities that you wouldn't really necessarily associate Vans for. Let me talk about the shoes that I've had for about a year now. These I've wore quite a bit all over the place. I did a lot of traveling, a lot of walking with them, and I felt very comfortable in them. So first trip I took, I was in Germany and Austria during the winter time. We went there during the Christmas markets, and it was extremely cold at the time. It was hovering right around freezing temperatures. Although it didn't snow, I did take these around on a lot of pavement walking and some uneven surfaces. And even though it was cold and there was moisture in the air, it was somewhat damp. The shoes themselves did not feel at any time, my feet didn't feel uncomfortable. They didn't get cold. I had no issues with them. And then on another trip just recently, we also went to, this is another extreme on the weather front. We went to a very warm climate, which was Taiwan, and then we also went to Singapore and Malaysia, which are two countries that are extremely hot and humid. And even though it was hot and humid, I still felt no discomfort in my feet. They were breathable, my feet felt good, and we did quite a bit of walking, both on pavement as well as off pavement. In Taiwan, we did a lot of walking up trails. We went up a mountain, and it wasn't like extreme conditions, but it was definitely off trail, and they were, I had, no issues with them whatsoever. My feet felt comfortable, and again, like I said, I liked them so much that I bought another pair. Once I wear these out, I'll have another brand new pair of these. So yeah, extremely comfortable shoe that is very diverse in all conditions. So yeah, let me get into my pros and cons. Let me get into the pros, the things I really liked about this shoe. So the biggest thing I really liked about these is I've had plenty of other different types of Vans in the past that were more of the old school skater type. And I was actually extremely surprised and pleasantly surprised that these are a heck of a lot more comfortable than the standard Vans. These don't have that flat, completely flat sole. There is some arch support, although they are an extreme. If you want something more extreme as far as arch support goes, you'll have to buy your own insert and put those in there with a higher arch. But these do provide some arch support, which is very good. And I am flat-footed. The soles are, these EVA midsoles are super soft. And the soles themselves are slightly wider than the shoe. They cover the more than just the actual shoe portion. So it almost feels like you're walking on a platform of cushion. I'm not gonna say it feels like you're walking on clouds like some people do, but these are pretty damn close. They feel extremely comfortable when you're walking around, and they provide comfort pretty much all day, and I don't feel any discomfort in my feet. The other thing I really like is that they're pretty diverse in different conditions. Like I said earlier, you can wear these in both hot and cold conditions, and they suit very well in either or. Another thing I really do like is their design, their overall design. Although they don't have that old school look, they have more of a tennis shoe look, but they still give you that kind of like, I don't know, there's somewhat of a, I don't know, just like kind of cool modernized look to it. And it has like somewhat of an off-trail look shoe, hiking shoe. And the colors come in so many different variations that if there's something you don't like, you're definitely gonna find a color variation that you're gonna like. Another thing I really like about this shoe is the back part of it, where your heel sits. It's got that kind of memory foam cushion. It's really comfortable. It doesn't hurt your ankles at all. And even over time, it just, I don't know, it just feels very, very comfortable to your, and I really like that they built that into the shoe. And yeah, lastly, the longevity of these shoes are really good. Like I said, I had my old pair for more than a year, and these shoes have lasted a very, very long time, with very, I'm not gonna say they haven't worn at all, but as you can see, the discoloration is very minimal. And then on the tread on the outsoles have worn away somewhat, but they're not completely gone. They've done well over the test of time. Okay, so for the things I don't like on this shoe, first thing is the tongue is not sewn into the shoe itself. It doesn't have a loop on the tongue itself to hold it up. Normally, most shoes, which I'm surprised Vans didn't do, they didn't put any type of a loop on top of it so that you could put your laces into them, and so that it would actually hold the tongue up. So since it doesn't have that, whenever you're putting these shoes on and off, the tongue will always kind of like fall down, and you have to kind of push it out of the way. It's kind of a pain for me. I kind of like a hassle-free shoe, and that's one thing I just don't like. I don't understand why they didn't put that. The other thing I'm not particular about is the insole. The insole's a bit hard. It's not and it's not removable. So I don't know why they did that. I mean, I think people say that you can remove them, but as far as I can tell, they're stuck to it. If I wanted to remove them, I gotta rip them out, and I don't want to damage the shoe itself. Yeah, outside of that, I don't really have any other issues with this shoe. I really like this shoe. Let's go to my final score. For my final rating of this shoe, as you can see, obviously I like the shoe so much that I even purchased another shoe, and I actually convinced Olena to buy a pair for herself. They're an all-around great shoe for all different conditions. They're super diverse, super comfortable, and there was like hardly anything I could say wrong about it. The only thing was the tongue part issue, and that's a simple fix they can do in a future iteration. But yeah, so I'm gonna give these shoes a solid 9 out of 10. Thank you for watching this video. We'll see you next time.